Welcome to Crafting for Profit Live. We are episode 19 this week. And we get a ton of questions about shipping your products. So we had to get an expert for this one. And we're bringing on Tisa Jackson. She's the creative behind This Is Tisa and Confetti University. She hosts creative crafting workshops and sells stationery and gift items that y'all are going to love in her shop. And Tisa, you want to introduce yourself?
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you guys for having me. It's so good to see you. I'm Tisa Jackson. I'm a content creator, um, a crafter, a workshop instructor. If you would have asked me a few years ago if I would be doing this full time, the answer would be absolutely no. But I absolutely love it, and I'm having a great time.
I feel like that's for most of us. Would we go full time with this? No, but no, here we are. All right. So if you are joining us here on the live, you can ask questions over on YouTube in the live chat. We will be answering those later in this episode. If you have questions that are sort of off topic, so it's not about shipping and packaging, you can ask those, but we prefer that you would ask those in our form. So we have a form that's in the podcast notes or in the YouTube description. You can ask us off topic questions there.
And really quickly before we get started, if you love the podcast, we'd be so grateful if you leave a rate and review on your favorite podcast network. So hit those stars, hopefully 5 stars, and leave us a review if you have a few minutes. We love reading those, and it helps other crafters discover Crafting for Profit Live. And if you have a friend that you think would enjoy this episode or is struggling with shipping, be sure to text that to them right now so they can listen and watch along. So now we've broken this episode into 4 sections. So we're going to talk about finding the best shipping rates, packaging your items for protection, adding a bit of pizzazz to your packaging so you can create a memorable unboxing experience, and then some of the challenges that come with shipping and packaging. And I feel those greatly because I do not like shipping and packaging. So let's dive in.
All right. So let's first start by talking about the importance of managing your shipping costs, especially as a small business. So Tisa, how do you manage your shipping costs as a small business, and why is it important to kind of keep them under control?
I really honestly let Shopify tell me how much shipping is, and I usually charge it to the customer, right? I think a lot of people are like, you should charge free shipping, but shipping is never free. It's never free for us. It's never free for you because the cost is going to go somewhere, right? It's going to even go into, your product, the cost of your products, your packaging, or something. But it is important because you don't want your customers spending a lot of money on packaging. You want them to spend money on your product. So
I feel like that's really important too. Also, that really just can either way, if like eat into your costs or eat into the amount of sales that you have, right? So if you're taking on that shipping and offering free shipping, that eats into your profit. And if the customer is taking it on, then they have to be willing to pay that shipping, or else you're not going to make the sale. So managing those shipping costs and trying to find those best shipping deals, I think, is really important.
And free shipping looks very, very nice. It really, really does. But usually you'll see that the price of the product is a little bit more just to help cover those costs.
Yeah.
And I feel like people at this point are used to seeing a shipping charge. So it's not that uncommon to see a shipping charge on something that you purchase.
Right.
Especially from a small business. Like, yeah, we all think Amazon's going to give us free shipping, sure. But we also, a lot of us pay for Prime, right? So we pay $99, $129, whatever it is now to pay for the benefit of free shipping, which,
right.
You know, if you shop enough from Amazon, it makes sense, but the cost is in there.
Definitely in there somewhere. I don't know. I just feel like shipping is always like a sore subject. People either don't mind it or they really do not like it at all. And I'm kind of in the middle. Like once I get going on shipping, it's hard for me to get going. But once I'm going, it's good. Like, okay, here. So.
All right. So how did you determine which carriers offered the best rates for your shipments, and what shipping platform or platforms did you end up going with?
So I used to be that that seller in the post office on a Saturday with all my boxes, and I'm typing into the machine, and it's whatever the price it said, that was the price I paid. But I also learned by going to the post office. One thing that really irks me is that when people come in unorganized or they really don't know, and they're sellers, I'm not just saying just an individual person sending one package, but they'll come without tape, and they have questions about the priority tape and things like that. And so so what I did was, after a few times of being in there like hours on a Saturday, I was a little bit afraid to use another shipping service. I don't know why. I was just a little bit nervous about it. But once I started looking into it, I was like, how are those rates cheaper than the post office? That makes no sense. And a lot of the times I do ship with Pirate Ship. The prices with Pirate Ship are cheaper on Pirate Ship than USPS or UPS.com. So
I found the same thing. Like you said, you ship through Shopify as well, which is, can be connected to some of these other shipping platforms. But I ship through Etsy for the most part, and Etsy's prices are cheaper. So I can actually ship letter mail through Etsy, and I pay 69 cents a stamp, and stamps are now 73 cents. So, I mean, yeah, it's 4 cents, but 4 cents a lot of times becomes dollars, right? And so I think looking at the platform you're using, if they have like a built-in shipping option, often they are trying to find you the best price.
Right. And I don't know why. I usually do go straight to Pirate Ship versus Shopify. I don't know why I do that. Maybe because I know Pirate Ship a lot better, and it's just easy because you can, inside Pirate Ship, they're like, hey, let's export all of your things from Shopify. So all of my orders are there, and it's so easy. I don't know. So I think it's just personal preference. It probably doesn't matter.
You guys, I'm going to be embarrassed to admit this, but I just got that Pirate Ship is like a pirate ship. I can't believe how many times I've read that, and I'm like, pirate ship, okay, but I didn't really understand that it's like a pirate ship.
That is so
I may have to cut that part out for the podcast.
There's like a little pirate. There's like a little pirate on the side, and every time like you complete an order, it like celebrates.
Oh, that's cute. I've used Shippo, which is a hippo. I've used Shippo for some of my shipping, especially if I can't get the same deal, or it's a different. If I'm shipping not through Etsy, somebody bought something. Shippo has worked really well. I think Shippo and Pirate Station are probably very similar.
Yeah.
So is it, I've not used any of these. So is it easy to set up an account with these different places? And like, is there a fee, or you just set up a free account?
I believe you just set up a free account.
Okay.
I know that I was looking for other places that would ship letter mail with tracking. So Etsy ships letter mail with tracking. You can't really, it's not insured. Did you guys freeze on me? Am I the only one talking right now?
It's Tisa.
Oh, it's Tisa. Oh,
yeah.
No.
So
okay.
Keep talking.
Okay. Sorry. So anyway, I was trying to find letter mail that I could ship with tracking, because you can't track a normal stamp, right? But if I wanted to ship, letter mail outside of my Etsy shop, how I could do that. And pitneybows.com will do it. I think stamps.com will do it as well. But those both have a monthly payment of like $17 to $20 something dollars. And so I would have to be shipping a lot to kind of make that worth it for me.
Okay, you guys both went away from me. Like,
yeah, it was you froze. It's okay, you froze. We just kept talking.
We just kept talking.
Sorry about that.
This is the stuff that we edit out for the podcast. It's fine.
Keep talking, and then I'll join in.
So we basically were talking about how easy it is to set up, and then it's. Oh no, I can hear you, but I can't see your face moving.
Yeah.
It is frozen again.
Oh no. Sorry, everyone.
And apparently it is freezing on YouTube multiple times. It's just tech issues today. It's fine.
Oh gosh.
Yeah, I think it's her.
This is why these live things are hard. Okay, let's see. Tisa, do you want to try going out and coming back in one more time? We think it's you, because we can talk to each other just fine.
Yeah. And sorry if you are having issues on YouTube. Try refreshing a few times.
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going on today.
We're getting feedback that there's issues on YouTube, and we're just going to run with this, and hopefully it'll be okay-ish. We'll figure it out later.
Yeah, we will at least have the audio so that we can make a good podcast for Monday.
Yeah.
So if this ends up being terrible, we will have a podcast on Monday.
You can head to your favorite podcasting platform on Monday.
And then rate it 5 stars because it's doing a lot better than YouTube, apparently. All right, so let's move on to packaging items for protection.
Yep. So we're going to talk about packaging and getting your products to the customers unbroken in the mail. So I'm going to let Corey answer this. What materials do you recommend for packaging to ensure your items arrive safely, especially fragile stuff?
Yeah, so I ship mugs and I have had a couple of them break. So I've had experience trying to get things there not broken. So the biggest thing I can do if I'm shipping a single mug is I'm going to package it back in the box that it came in. So for me, it's sublimation mugs. I'm going to package it back in the box that the sublimation mug came in, and then I'm going to put that box inside of another box. And that box is going to be surrounded with sometimes I will very much reuse packaging from Amazon and other places. Sometimes they're the little air pillows. That's most often because I feel like I can get a really tight fit. I will also just use bubble wrap. I will use, I have the stretchy, I don't know what it's called, the stretchy honeycomb paper. But basically I want to give anything fragile, I want it to have a box inside of a box because I feel like that is really the way that I have found that things get to my customers without breaking.
Yes. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, we can hear you fine now.
Yep.
Okay, so my big thing is acrylic. So when I ship acrylic, I used to want to put it in like a bubble mailer, but they all came broken. So you spend more money replacing. And so what I did was I upgraded to a box, and then that way you can just put some tissue in here or something to protect it, bubble wrap, and I have gotten no complaints since I made that change.
Yeah, I think especially if you have things that are breaking often, upgrade your packaging because it's way better than having a grumpy customer who opens up a box and something's broken and then you have to replace it. So definitely, I feel like overall I have found that they make a really nice 6x6x6 box for mugs. So that works really well. You can buy it on Amazon. Very easy. The shipping for that though is basically the price of one of my mugs. However, people pay it, which is just shocking to me. It ends up being not cheap to ship, but people pay it. I also have in my Etsy shop, I have free shipping over $35. So a lot of times people will buy a mug, buy 2 mugs, and then stack a bunch of stickers on top to get that free shipping. And then it's up to me to be like, oh, now I have to pay the shipping cost. But at some price point, it kind of makes more sense for me to do it that way.
I do often tell people for new items to do a test shipment. So box it up how you think it's going to be okay, ship it to a relative, a friend, have them ship it back, and then you can see what kind of condition it's in once it gets back to you and sort of replicates the shipping process a little bit.
Yeah, that's a great idea.
That's a great idea. I never thought of that. And also for a box, so my favorite box is 8x6x4. And I use a local box company here in Austin, and I can go over and buy the boxes. They're like 40 cents a piece, and they're Monday through Friday or Monday through Saturday 8 to 5. But they have a wide range of boxes, and so if I'm shipping a tumbler, it'll be like a 10 by 4 by 4, I believe. And so you'll know exactly, you'll figure out what box you use all the time and you'll make adjustments. Like this box right here that I use, it's a 7 by 5 by 1. I use it for shipping, but also when I go to events and I'm teaching a class, this is my old one, I put all their materials in this box. So I can use this box for more than one thing.
Oh, I like that idea. You could also use it, if you were doing a craft fair and you wanted to put together a little gift box or something like that, you could use a basket, but you could also easily use just a, foldable box like that.
Right.
So do either of you use specific packaging? Do you just use brown or white boxes, or do you use colorful boxes? Or is there anything special about the packaging that you use?
I saw Tisa pick up that rainbow envelope there of the bubble mailer a minute ago. That was so cute. She's got
I try.
really
I don't like to spend a lot of money on packaging.
Yeah. I basically see if I
I
can
don't
find
like to spend
something
a lot
that's
of money in
cute.
packaging.
Yeah, I try and find something that's kind of cute,
Hmm.
but not
Hmm.
super expensive. We made a link and we'll talk about it here in a second. But there is so much cute packaging out there. But for me, like if I ship something in a letter envelope, that letter envelope is pink. I'm paying a little bit more for the pink, but you see it in the mail when it comes. It's really cute. I do white boxes for my larger boxes. I don't love brown boxes, so let's upgrade to the white.
Yeah, but the brown boxes are, I do brown and I don't mind. And then I'll just put rainbow tape on it.
Yeah, the
So
rainbow
the
tape is
customer
so
still
cute.
they still love it. And then when they get it, and it's cheaper. So
Where did you get the rainbow tape?
the rainbow tape is from Sticker Mule. And then so are these.
Okay, so cute.
Very cute. Okay, do we want to talk about our little commercial break next?
Sure, we'll do a little commercial break.
So we know that you all are going to have questions about shipping supplies. Where do we get these shipping supplies? And so we were just going to make it easy. We made a link for you to shop our favorite shipping supplies on Amazon. And that link is link.craftingcamps.com/shipping. That's SHIPPING. And Corey, you want to talk about your label printer that's on there?
Yeah, so if you guys aren't using a label printer and you are shipping more than like one thing a week, you should get a label printer because it will absolutely save your time, your sanity, your money over time. So I have put a little, it's called Munbin printer on that shipping list. And it's basically a thermal printer. You buy thermal labels and they print out much more easily with a sticky back than you would have to print out, a whole sheet of paper and then attach it to a box with tape. It is so much faster, especially if you're shipping a lot. I'm going to say this, and please, UPS, don't get mad at me, but UPS will give you like 6,000 labels for free. If you sign up for a business account with UPS, they will send you a like 30-pound box of labels, and it will take you a very long time to get through them. So it's really, yes, it's great. Somebody mentioned it doesn't have ink. So because it's a thermal printer, it doesn't require ink. It doesn't require ink cartridges. It literally will just keep printing. And it's very, very satisfying when you have a lot of orders and you just hit print and they go, and they just print out and you're like, that is the sound of money.
And then the other thing Corey mentioned we put in there is like cute packaging stuff, like cute bubble mailers and different things like that. So that leads into our next topic, which is adding pizzazz to your packaging.
I love pizzazz. So let's see, Tisa, what are some ways that you can kind of set yourself apart from, I mean, we've talked a little bit about this, but some of the ways you can set yourself apart from like Amazon. You get a big box, it's from Amazon, but how do you set your shipments apart?
I used to handwrite a note for every single order, no matter how many orders. But we found that was costing a lot of time. So I just have these cute little cards printed, and it just says, "Thank you for your order. I hope this package makes your day." Something cutesy like that. Now, if someone puts a little note to me in the Shopify, like notes to seller, and they say something nice, I will write something on their card and put it in their little box for them.
I think just something as small as a little card can go so far to making you not feel like Amazon.
Mhm. But then you can like put like a branding sticker or some kind of postcard where they can frame it or hang it up, something inspirational. I don't know, something that kind of, works with your brand. And so those little things, you can definitely get those printed really, really cheap. So many people online offer printing you can do a business card size. And you can pay, I don't know, 500 for like, I don't know, $30. So there's definitely options out there.
I think too, you can also somebody mentioned this and I was going to mention it. You can make labels with your thermal printer. So if you have that little printer, you can make like, "Thank you for shopping at my shop." There'll be one color, but you can buy like, I have teal labels and I can print black on them, the black thermal printer, and then I can put those. I also went onto Amazon when I was first starting and I still use them. I got a roll of, I don't know, a bajillion like Happy Mail stickers. They're cute. They just put them on the envelope. They aren't branded to me, but like you get it and you see this little Happy Mail sticker and I don't know, it creates like a little dopamine, like, "Oh, my thing is here. I'm so happy." I'm sure it's the same way with your rainbow tape that shows up in the mail and you're like, "Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to open this package."
think the husbands are like, what did you order from Tisa this time?
I have to say, my husband uses the mug I got from you all the time as well.
But also, like, if you have a cutting machine, think about using print and cut and making your own stickers to put on the outside of your box. You can get, I don't know, sticker paper from anywhere. The best sticker paper I love is at Hobby Lobby. And it's one of their brands. I just love it so much. It's thick, it fits through my printer. It's just amazing quality in any way. So you can definitely save if you just have a little bit of time and creative, you can definitely make your package beautiful.
Yeah, I think also, like we were saying, buying different, colored things, whatever it is. So maybe you want to put crinkle wrap inside of a package. Buy a crinkle wrap that matches your brand color, right? You're going to open up a package.
Yeah.
It's going to be pink or teal if it comes from me. There's just no, like, that's what's going to be inside. So
I feel like everyone should look up Tisa's Etsy shop. Like, this is Tisa on Etsy, and see, her whole brand is so rainbow and colorful. And then she has the rainbow tape, the rainbow mailers. Like, I love the cohesive branding you have going on. Like, I know when that package comes that I have something from Tisa.
yeah, it's super fun.
You know, my goal a long time ago is like, if anyone's like scrolling on any of my platforms and they see my picture, they know it's me before seeing my name. And
Absolutely.
I love that happens. But also, like, Sticker Mule, they have sales all the time. Like, this kind of stuff is easy. And definitely it comes with a sponge. You don't have to have like a machine or anything. I do have an amazing push machine that has water in it that does it and cuts it, but you don't have to have that. You can definitely use this with a sponge and scissors, and you can get, I think this is 300 yards or feet or something, I don't know, but it also comes in 100, so you can get a smaller amount.
They also have a pre-sticky sticky cute tape on Amazon. So I did link to some of that in our shipping thing as well. So even if it's not 100% branded to you, if you can just kind of get into your same color zone, I mean, I think you're good. There's also, all of a sudden I wanted to send, all of a sudden I wanted to send everything in a poly mailer, because the number of cute poly mailers they have, and I'm like, nothing that I sell works in a poly mailer, but let me tell you, they are so cute. If I was selling shirts or something, cute.
I see some people putting their things in like boxes and then put it in a poly mailer, and I'm like, I don't know if I would do that, but it's cute.
It's cute, but it's more expensive, and I'm all about saving money.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably save money first, but make it a little cute.
All right, we already kind of answered our second question in this section, which is sourcing.
Yeah, I feel like we can move on to shipping and packaging challenges.
Yeah, let's do it.
All right, so we're going to talk about when things go wrong, because when shipping, like, things are going to go wrong. So I'm going to ask you this question, but I'm just going to assume that this is a yes. So have you ever dealt with lost or damaged shipments? But tell us how you handle those.
Yes. So, okay. So when I first started selling rhinestones, I sold this package of like rainbow rhinestones, and it was about $300, right? And so I send it all out. Everyone gets their package, but one person. To me, it was the post office. When I checked shipping tracking, it said it was delivered, and the customer wrote and told me it wasn't delivered. And I'm like, well, I don't know what to do. I don't know what to do. So I was like, can you just go to your post office, because there's really nothing I can do because it says delivered. And so she went to the post office, talked to the manager, and we worked with them. They ended up giving me their phone number, and we kind of worked with them for like 2 or 3 weeks, and they couldn't find the package. And although I put $100 worth of insurance on that package, it was not honored by the post office. So, we call these things lessons learned, right? And so what I do now is, when I have those packages, like I have an Avid calendar, and that's about $300. What I do is I give every single customer free insurance, and I only ship them through UPS. And last year I had one go missing, and I got paid back for it. We were able to send out the customer another one. Like, it's not an easy process, but it was much easier than dealing with the post office. So I do make sure I add that extra level of insurance. I mean, if one goes missing, all the insurance pays for it. So and if not, it's okay too. It's about $10 more per package when you add $300 worth of insurance on the packages.
That's really interesting because I feel like they have better delivery tracking for UPS and FedEx. They're going to put it at your door most likely versus
Right.
the mailbox could be anything,
Right.
right? Yeah.
So yeah, those were my two things. But other things are like, there's been times when I mail just like regular envelope, not these, just the regular paper envelopes, and I put a stamp on them, and people tell me they don't receive their envelopes, and I'm like, there's no way to track that. So I really try never to send anything with just a stamp on it because I just can't track it, and that bothers me so much. So.
I use the Etsy stamp, but it doesn't come with like insurance or like really good tracking. It just kind of will say delivered, which to me, for what I send out is enough. Like if I need to send out another set of stickers, it's not the end of the world for me. It's the cost of, I would much rather give free shipping. It costs me 69 cents and then I can charge the customer, and for that, then they're going to charge for tracking. It's going to be $4.36 or so.
Yeah.
And who's going to buy a $4 sticker and then pay even more for shipping, right? Like it's just not going to happen. So for me, I'm like, okay, I'll lose a sticker here and there if it doesn't get delivered. And I've had a couple like that, but for the most part, people are honest. And so I think it's kind of like what risk do you want to take, right?
It happens. I mean, it's really not a big deal. Now, most all of us will just refund or redeliver or resend whatever the item is. But I do think for higher priced items, it's really important to make sure you package it well, you tape it up well. You don't use masking tape because I see packages coming. I'm like, oh my God, it has masking tape. But if you have a heavy box and it's not packaged well, it can open up. And so you just want to be very, very careful when you're shipping, especially higher end things. So
yeah. Do you offer international shipping?
I do not offer international shipping, and I've shipped international before, but the reason I don't is because of my workshops. Usually I send like 7 to 10 days out. I send the supplies, and that's not enough time for international. So I just cut it off. I just cut it out for everything. I don't know why. So.
I feel like it makes sense. I mean, it can be a pain. I only offer very limited shipping. I can ship to Canada. But for the most part, one thing that I found that this is kind of a challenge that I have found, and it's not technically international, but if somebody orders something from a US territory, so generally Puerto Rico, but it could be any other US territory, it won't let me ship it with a stamp. So like I still sell a lot of stickers. So if somebody orders one $4 sticker to Puerto Rico, I make my $4. But then because US gets free shipping, I'm on the hook for a $4.36 envelope. And so it's fine. Like that cost can be kind of calculated into the cost of doing business. But it's one of those things where I'm like, if the Puerto Rico is technically the United States, I should be able to get a piece of mail to Puerto Rico with a stamp. So this is just a complaint more than anything else. But it is something to be aware of because all of a sudden I was like, wait, I have to pay for this more expensive shipping. And so it's just, there's these things that come up where you're like, oh, this is kind of a challenge. Like I didn't realize I would have to pay more to ship to Puerto Rico because it's a US territory and I can't use just a stamp. So anyway, that was just
I have a customer who lives in the Virgin Islands, same thing. And so when I send her packages, they get stuck somewhere. And I think what happens is they wait for something to fill up, a truck or trailer or something, and then they do their shipping. So she's like, I can only order, I can pay for priority, only ship me priority. And so priority goes really quick over to her. So it's still like in the 3 to 5 days and she'll get it. But regular,
she doesn't have to wait for a boat. It goes on
I know.
Airplane.
I don't know what it is. She says it stops somewhere, like in Florida or something, and then it goes. So I have no idea where that is or how that works. So
yeah, it's interesting. I feel like shipping internationally, you're like, yeah, that's going to be hard, but I never really thought about the territories.
And I have another customer in Guam, and her items never get stuck anywhere, but it does take a long time to get to her. Like you can see it going and going, and it takes a long time to get to her. So
very interesting.
So, Corey, this falls under you, I think. I know you sell the art prints. Do you ever have trouble with the post office bending them during shipment? I was wondering about that.
I don't. So I use a stiff cardboard mailer, which has to go, yep, exactly like Tisa's showing you
Yeah.
there. Stiff cardboard mailer. And my art prints are backed by another piece of cardboard in a plastic sleeve. So that's like 3 layers of cardboard. I put a do not bend sticker on it, and I ship it so there's kind of 3 rates, right? There's letter, then there's flat, and then there's package, and I ship it package. So they want, it's like a certain amount of bend to be like flexibility in a flat package. So if you wanted to send papers in a manila envelope or something like that, that would be a flat, because you can bend it without it really destroying what's in the thing. But because I sell the art prints and I want them to get their flat, I ship using the package versus the flat, and it is more expensive. So I think flat would be like $1.50, and the package is like $4 something.
Yeah.
But I don't do free shipping on those. Customer pays for the shipping.
All right. So, any shipping hacks that save time or money for our audience? I'll go Tisa or Corey, either one.
I think the printer is amazing. I'll tell you, this weekend, my printer just stopped printing, and I'm like, what is happening? And I'm like, I had to print on my regular HP printer and cut the paper and tape it on there. I
would have been like overnighting myself a new printer.
So it takes more time to do that. So definitely, like Corey said, if you're shipping more than 1 or 2 items a week, definitely, or even a day, definitely invest in a shipping printer for sure.
I feel like that's one of my biggest ones. I think another one would be to use that label printer to make other stickers. So like make, packaging stickers like Happy Mail or whatever it is. Really easy to make. I'm trying to think of what else I might call a shipping hack.
Any hacks for like gathering the stuff and getting it in the right box? I know Tisa ships a lot of stuff, so that was my question for her. So any hacks for like getting the order straight, or like how do you manage that?
No, I try to just lay it all out. So what I do is I go in and I ship all of the packing labels, and I do print them out on that same machine because it's easier. I do include it in the box. It's a sticker, but you don't have to fill it off or anything. You can just throw it in there. But I just kind of line everything up, and if I have like a lot of orders, I fill up my entry, and their packing label is there, and then I just start stacking their things, and then I'll grab the boxes, and it's like an assembly line, but it's like one person.
Yeah, so. Mine's similar. Actually, my biggest hack right now is I taught my 9-year-olds to ship all my Etsy labels for me. Like, they're so excited. They're like learning how to use a computer, which is great. They go in, they change all of the sizing. They know the sizing for all of the different things that I ship. They print the labels, they'll pull everything out. And I'm like, you guys, and I'm paying them. It's part of my cost of doing business. But yeah, that's my biggest hack right now is get yourself 2 9-year-olds. I don't know how easy that is for most people though.
Well, my kids drive to the post office for me, but this is another hack, Angie. You can definitely have the post office come to your house to pick up all of your packages. You can have them pick up. I mean, I've had them pick up like 60 packages one time, and it's free with the post office. All you have to do is schedule it, and you just say what day you have it. My guy just gave me these huge bags, so I just put the bag out, and then I go out and it's gone, and I'm just like, I hope he picked it up.
Yeah, I will set one package out there if I have just one.
And I have this little and list it in.
Sorry, Tisa, you're breaking up a little bit again. Angie, are you frozen as well?
I'm not frozen.
You're just sitting very still.
Yes, sorry.
That's okay. Yeah, I will say, I mean, you were frozen there for a second. Maybe you are still. I don't know what is going on with our technology today.
We're having a tech day. It's fine.
It's fine. It's fine.
Someone in the comments was saying, someone in the comments was saying they had to refresh and refresh. So I was just like, okay, I thought it was me, but I don't think it is. So
yeah, I think we're having all sorts of issues.
Day. It's fine. We're
Yeah,
gonna
I will
roll it.
have the post office come out here and pick up one package. I have a lot of stairs to my house though, so I will put it like I talked to the guy and I was like, I will put it down here for you in this exact place. I met him at the we have like a big box of mail, mailbox bank where we pick up our normal mail. But I chatted with him and I'm like, where would be easiest for me to have you pick it up with you having to not climb 52 stairs and me not have my package stolen? So we came up with a spot at our house, and I think they're really willing to work with you on that. And so it's nice not to have
And
to
then
drive to the post office.
Yes, UPS will pick up for you too for a fee, but I think it's like $3 or $4, and it's however many boxes you have. You just schedule it, put it outside. Sometimes you can just say, "Knock on my door," and they will knock on the door, and then you can just get the packages out to them.
Yeah, I think it depends on where you live too. If you're like comfortable leaving a bunch of packages on your porch, I'm fine where I am. I'm like at the end of a dead end in the forest. Like if somebody comes out here, we're gonna know. So, but if you live in a busy neighborhood where packages get stolen, you may not want to do that. But it is really nice not to have to drive all the way into town for the post office for me.
All right, I think we're ready for any last minute questions. So if you're joining us for the YouTube live, have last minute questions, start dropping those in the live chat and we will get to those in a second. But first of all, Tisa is going to tell us about her online workshops because they are amazing and how people can sign up. So tell us a little bit about it.
Okay, so I usually have bling workshops or crafty workshops every month. And next month, December, I'm actually having 3 workshops, which is kind of odd, but I'm having 2 mini workshops at the first weekend of December, and then another workshop where we are just going to we're going to confettify our planners and get the planners to ready for 2025, do mini vision boards and things like that. So it's fun. It's so fun to just craft with your friends and just relax.
I love the idea. Like, I love what you do because people get the product to be able to craft with it. And then they craft live with you. They chat. I mean, it's really fun.
Yes, all the supplies are included. Sometimes we include, if we're blinging, sometimes we include rhinestone glue and sometimes we don't. And that's probably the only thing. One of the workshops coming up, we're doing UV resin. So you just need your own UV resin light, but I send the UV resin, all of the acrylic, all of the glitter. Like, you just open the box and basically you have almost everything you need to start and get ready for the workshop.
That's
I
awesome.
feel like it's a great time to have fun crafting with people and also learn a new skill. So if you want to learn bling, UV resin, different things like that, keep an eye on Tisa's shop and her workshops. Follow her on Instagram. When she releases one, they get popular. I don't know if you've released your advent calendar yet, but those things are gone.
They're gone. They're gone. But they're amazing.
Yes.
Okay, we love the advent calendars.
The advent calendar is so popular. You all just have to follow her to see that, how fast they go. All right. So the link to sign up for a workshop is link.craftingcamps.com/workshop. And she is giving you a coupon code for free shipping since we're talking about shipping today. And the coupon code is crafting for profit, all one word.
And Tisa, you said that these are not live quite yet, but they will be once the video is over.
So I said at 4:00. So as soon as 4:00, it's scheduled to populate. So
cool. 4:00 Austin time. Austin time. Are you Central?
Yes.
Yes, Central. So 2:00 Pacific.
Okay.
Yes.
Cool.
All right. So I'm going to pull up a few questions. The first one I saw is, I sell mostly stud earrings. What's the best way to ship other than small boxes? Any specific kind of mailer, bubble wrap, packaging suggestions?
I say small box is your best way to go because they're puncturing.
Go ahead.
They can puncture. And you want to protect the earring backs.
I would think the packaging would be in a jewelry box, right? You think? And then maybe a bubble mailer?
You could probably do that too. Like, as long as the interior box is protecting the stud, like protecting that back.
All right. So what do you recommend for someone if they want to add shipping into their pricing? Can you go figure that out somewhere and add it and do the pricing? Like, how would you do that?
I feel like if I include shipping, I sort of split the difference where I make the product, maybe like take the amount of the shipping and make the product half that more expensive so that the customer is basically paying half the shipping and the cost of the product and I'm paying half the shipping. Sorry, my husband just walked in. All right.
So I guess like if someone wants to like offer free shipping, they would go calculate it and then add it into the price. Is that, I guess that's what would happen. Can you use like Pirate Ship to calculate the price before? Okay.
Yeah, you can definitely go in and then you can just add the size of the box. And did we talk about scales? That's really important. We didn't talk about scales. And you just put the size of your box, or if it's a poly mailer or something, and then you just put how many ounces or pounds it is, and then it will tell you exactly how much it costs, and you can definitely figure that out. I would just add, I don't like to pay for shipping at all. So I just add the total amount on top of the cost of the product.
Yeah, that makes sense. For a while, I was using my kitchen scale. That's a thing you can start with. Like if you have a kitchen scale, just start there. And then at some point you're like, oh, I need that in my kitchen. And then you'll buy yourself a $20-some scale off of Amazon. I bought a pink one. It's really cute. So I will go back and add a scale to our shipping supplies list.
Mine is old and blue. It's like 10 years old and I love that thing. And I'm like, Tisa, you probably need to get another one, but it's amazing.
So way back when I did Etsy, I did try free shipping for a while and like calculating it. And the main problem is like I used to calculate it from like a really far point, but I would still make money on shipping sometimes and I would lose money on shipping sometimes.
Yes.
And I just don't feel like it's sustainable for a small business. Like, because if you get several orders where you lose in a row, then all of a sudden like you are in a loss for the month or the week or whatever. And it's just, it was frustrating for me to do it. I feel like.
I think it depends on the item as well. Like I'm happy to offer free shipping on stickers because it's 69 cents. Like that is not taking a huge chunk out of my budget, and the free shipping that people see is worth it. Am I going to offer free shipping on $14 mugs? No, because the shipping is like $13 and I would not make any money. So I think it really also depends on the item.
Yeah, that's
for
true.
My
you can pick and choose on Etsy, right? Like this one's free shipping, this one's not. So you can pick
and
choose
on Shopify as well.
Okay.
For my larger workshops that have tumblers and like rhinestones, like the boxes get to about 2 or 3 pounds. I do add the shipping into the cost of the workshop. For the lighter ones, I don't, but for some reason, I just feel like I need to add, and I do an average of $10. To be honest, I do average $10. And if it goes to California, it's like $13. But if it stays in Texas or anywhere central, it's like $6. So it kind of like evens itself out.
That makes sense.
So I was going to pull this up because I've not heard of this. And Lizette said, I live 25 minutes from EcoInClose, and that's a sustainable packaging company. So I was going to mention them because that sounds amazing.
Yeah, one other thing I wanted to mention was you can totally reuse packing supplies, especially stuffing. So bubble. And a lot of times if you want and you feel weird about it, if you're like, oh, I feel weird about this, print yourself a label that says recycled packaging. And then it becomes a feature, right? Then people are like, oh, she used recycled packaging. How great. Instead of like, oh my God, these are her Amazon leftovers. It definitely like you can print a little sticker using that little thermal printer and just recycled packaging, used or whatever.
I keep all bubble wrap from when I get from different companies. Like I just had a package yesterday and I was already using it, and it just saves you a little bit of money. It doesn't look old or anything. It looks fine. And then my daughter.
Tisa froze again.
Tisa froze again. Shoot.
Oh no.
We are having a time today.
I was like, gonna wait, but I'm not sure if I can wait. Okay. I'm gonna pull this up. What size box do you mail a 16-ounce glass can in? And I don't think you have glass cans, do you?
Guess what? Who just ordered 16-ounce glass cans to start making products with? Oh, it was me.
Corey did.
Yes, I did. Join us for our What is our next week on Tuesday? We're doing a glass can DTF wrap video.
We are.
So I don't have a box for that particular size yet. But what I would do is I would make sure that glass cans generally come in their own boxes within the big box, right? So you're going to get like that box. So you want to make sure that you put the glass can back in that box to start. And then you want to put that box in a bigger box. So then I would go to like my local I think it's called Pack Mail here, local place, or I might look on Amazon for a size where it's like, I don't know, 1 to 2 inches larger for each dimension of that box, so that then I can put a bunch of wrapping around that, protect the interior box, and then have that exterior box. That's how I would go about finding the right size packaging.
Especially for glass.
Yeah, and then also at my local box place, if you go and buy one of these, it's $2, but if you buy 25, it goes to 40 cents. So just to let you guys know, usually the more you buy, the cheaper it is.
Yeah, and that's true. I mean, like, it's really hard to buy one box on Amazon anymore, right? You have to buy a package of 25 or whatever. But once you find a box size that works, and if you know you're going to sell, then you're like, I will buy 100 of them because I can store them and I will not have to run out, and those sorts of things. You'll get a better price. Absolutely. I never go to Uline either. People ask if I find shipping supplies on Uline, but I found that they're more expensive, so I have not used them.
They are more expensive, and their shipping to you is like outrageous.
It is really expensive. So sorry.
Only in a bind will I order.
Or something very specific. Yeah. So Uline is not my first.
And then, like, I'm just going to say, like, I've ordered them a couple times, and they send the largest catalogs in the mail to me, and they are huge, and I don't even want the catalog.
This big. We all have
an old phone book.
This is not sustainable, people. I don't even want your catalog.
I don't want your catalog. It's the biggest catalog.
It's like an old phone book. I mean, and I'm so telling my age, but remember,
like a Sears catalog.
You guys.
Yeah, like a Sears catalog. How old am I? But yeah, Sears catalog.
It is so, I cannot explain to you how big this catalog is.
And it's like these, thin pages. So it's, I don't know, like 300 pages of boxes.
Yeah. And they send them often.
You don't just get like one a year. You get one a quarter.
Yeah.
However, if you need to heat your home, it might work. It's like fuel.
It's like the most boring mail ever because it's like box.
Shelf, more boxes. Yes. Boxes for your shelves. Your shelves for your boxes.
All right, I think I'm going to pull up just one more question, I think. And that's what is Tisa's shop name? So I want you to like shout out your shop name one more time before we sign off.
Did we even say, I didn't even say that. This is Tisa.com. And then on Instagram, you can follow me on Tisa. This period is period Tisa.
And you should, because it's just so much rainbow and bling goodness. I still haven't rhinestoned anything, and I really need to get in on one of your workshops because I'm scared of it, and I feel like you could make it okay.
That's so funny. And in the mornings, I just wake up and I get on stories. So my hair is a mess. I always use a filter because my face is a mess. But it's like real Tisa. Like I'm making coffee, I'm talking to you, and
it is awesome. It is the best. It is absolutely the best.
I watch a lot of you in the morning.
And I feel like if you've been listening to this podcast anytime at all, we talk a lot about branding. And I've mentioned Tisa tons of times about like stopping the scroll. And every time I see a picture of hers, I know it's hers. So I would also go to her shop and just check it out for like just ideas of branding ideas, how to brand yourself, how to take cohesive pictures. Because I think you're a great example of that as well. We're talking about shipping today, but you're an expert in a lot of places.
Thank you.
I love it. All right. So do we have any more questions?
I think that was it. Yeah, I think that's
all
it.
Right. So you guys should take a break from the holiday rush this year with one of Tisa's mini workshops that she's planning. They will go live here in 12 minutes. And they will be about creating, looks like personalized holiday tags using acrylic, bling, and UV resin.
Yep.
So fun. So fun. And it's just like one of those things where we're going to get really busy during the holidays running our small businesses. Like take a break, go and make something new, like have some joy. So you can find all of those at link.craftingcamps.com/workshop. It's below on the YouTube video, and we'll have a link down in the podcast notes. And then you can use the coupon code CRAFTINGFORPROFIT for free shipping. And
All right, our next episode's in 2 weeks, and we're going to be chatting with Shanita Nicole about cultivating joy in your craft business. And if you follow Shanita at all, she is the best person to talk about joy. We talked a little bit about this in our last episode about motivations. If you want to listen to that episode and then listen to the next episode with Shanita, if you're feeling weighed down by your business, the combination of the two will probably really help you.
Yeah, and like we said earlier, if you want to keep supporting the show, make sure you give us a rate and review on whatever platform you're listening on. You can give it here on YouTube if you're watching live, or if you're listening on the podcast, go to your podcast network and rate us, as many stars as you'd like. 5 would be a great number. I suggest 5 stars, because every review, especially good reviews, help us get discovered by more amazing